welcome to our Gen Z dialogue. So first, why don't give us a short self-introductions? Who go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
My name is Tim,
Yeah.
and I'm from Michigan, Ann Arbor. I'm 26 years old, and I'm doing my master's in Beijing, in China, so I'm basically a student. I've been in China for around like 2.5 years now.
Oh, okay.
So for me, my English name is Ace. I'm from France. I'm 21 years old. My hobbies in my free time, I prefer to go to the gym to spend some time. And I spend in China almost now 1 year.
Oh,
So great
our
pleasure
panel
to be
today.
with you today.
Good to be here.
Yeah, I'm Bao Shujun, a researcher from the International Cooperation Center of the NDRC.
Right.
Very nice to be here today.
Thank you.
And the first topic we need to discussion is when technology made the civilizations. And before we dive into our topic today, why we don't to have a quick question and answers.
Sure.
Okay, the first question is, what is your take on being defined as a Gen Z? Because actually we're all born with the internet.
Yeah.
So what is your feeling about this definition?
Except me.
Of
You
course.
are young guys.
Well, I have a little bit of take on that. It's just, of course, that you mentioned that, of course, we grew up with iPads and mobile phones and stuff like that. And it changes the perspective of life in general because we did not face that kind of hardships that obviously people like her actually face. And of course, we're living in a good generation and everything is just feasible and easy for us. And I think that just gives a little bit of impact on your lifestyle. I think we're lucky to be Gen Zs. That's my take on that.
Okay, let's go the second question. What is one thing or technology in your country that screams Gen Z to you? Maybe in French?
Electric bikes, because French people doesn't want to walk a lot, you know.
Oh,
They prefer to manage their times, you know.
oh, yeah. So,
I think, of course,
United
as an
States.
American, we don't like to exercise a lot, and there's a issue with obesity as well. So I'm gonna go with him. Of course, electric bike. We need electronic convenience as much as possible.
oh yes. And the next question, I think it's pretty interesting. After living and working in China, what Chinese food would you choose to describe China's Gen Z?
Hot pot.
Hot pot?
Yeah, because they have so many tastes, but when you mix them, they give you one taste, you know.
Ah. Actually, you think the Chinese Gen Z, they are maybe really can be the same?
They give like when you have like two different ideas, but when you mix them, they give you one idea.
Ah, yeah.
I think when you want to represent like Chinese food in terms of Gen Z, of course, all the Chinese traditional foods are very old, but we cannot like
yes.
define them with Gen Z in general. But I recently been to a restaurant. It's like called Asian fusion. It's like basically they mix the Western food with Chinese food and Japanese food. So it was that. I think that would represent Gen Z Chinese food in general.
Ah, yeah,
But
actually.
normally, I don't think there's like a Gen Z Chinese food because all the Chinese food
Yes.
is just old, like way
It's
before
like a
we were born.
traditional food.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And please show us one Guochao item you just brought recently. Have you know the definition of the Guochao?
I think it's basically a kind of product that represents Chinese identity.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a funny story. The recent Chinese product, it's a toy I bought. It's called Labubu, if you know.
Oh,
about it.
Labubu.
It's really
Yeah.
So
It's
I
a
bought
trend.
popular
it's a
nowadays.
trend these
Yeah.
days. So I bought that, and I don't know why I bought it, but it was just trending. Everybody has it, so I just put it on my different backpack I used.
Yes. Now it's really hard to buy that.
It's really hard to buy. I was lucky to
Yes.
get it. I got it through a friend though. I paid extra.
So lucky. And what about you?
I will go with him because my girlfriend, I have a Chinese girlfriend.
Oh, really?
She saw that, you know, and I also want that to put it in my pants to go, you know, Gen Z for style, fashion style.
Yes. And the next, it's really interesting too. If Sun Wukong meet the Spider-Man, which drink you think they will choose to share?
I mean, I have an interesting take on that. I'm going to take on it because Sun Wukong is basically the character from the game
yeah.
Black Myth, right? So I don't know. I mean, of course, I never saw Peter Parker as Spider-Man drink anything, and
Yeah.
he's not like I don't know. He's not a whiskey guy or a tequila guy, whatever. But he never like drank coffee, or even though he worked in a coffee shop. So I think both of them, if you want to like keep it neutral, I think both of them would love to have bubble tea.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, same. Because you know, tea is a global thing.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
It's in
So-
almost every country.
So which Chinese brand the bubble tea is your favorite?
I mean, most of the time I just drink chaji, so
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not like particular about any bubble tea. I like chaji in general.
Okay, the next is what is the most mind-blowing digital life moment you experienced in China? Like we can buy all the things in the internet.
When you pay, because I saw in Guangzhou, so many people like buy things in stores just with their hands.
Oh,
without,
yes, yes.
Without using mobile phone.
Oh, yes. And use eyes.
Yeah, also eyes.
Yeah. The iris scanner, basically, and the palm scanner, that was completely mind blowing for me at
Yeah.
that time. And I think the most best way to you can use the technology as an American, I would say that the use of your infrared cameras, I mean, and your facial detection software, it just keeps the country safe in general, because
Oh,
a lot
yes.
of people are being, witnessed and broadcast every time. So it just gives you a sense of, security in a way that, okay, someone's
yes.
watching me. And I think that is a very good, you can say, electronic, achievement.
Oh, yeah. The last question is what photo in your camera are the raw perfectly can represent the Gen Z spirit of yourself?
I use like, for some of my photos, like on the background, AI stuff.
Ah, yeah.
I wouldn't like say that I would use any kind of stuff or I have like a Gen Z photo, but a lot of people, of course, they use the Polaroid cameras these days, if you know about it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
That's like a hallmark of Gen Zs these days. I mean, it's very trendy these
Yeah.
days. Everybody, when you go out partying or when you're in with your university batchmates, we don't even use our phone cameras anymore. We have those small Polaroid cameras, and we just take those pictures and just paste them somewhere on a whiteboard and cardboard. So I think that would represent more of the Gen Z fashion.
So the Gen Z, it's really interesting. Sometimes we just use the digital life, like use the phone, but actually in the party we can use
The Polaroid
right,
cameras.
Yes,
So
it's really interesting, and maybe this is the mix of the technology and the civilizations. Okay, so let's just dive into our core topic today. It's about the Guochao and the civilizations, the mix of it. So, what Chinese culture elements or products have you encountered in your home country?
I think generally, I'm not sure if it's Chinese or not, but I'll relate it to a medical kind of stuff. It's acupuncture. If you know about it, it's like when a person is sick or he has a muscle problem, they put needles on their body, and there's like I don't know, it's called cupping. I think it's basically Chinese traditions. Maybe I don't know, maybe it's Asian, but China was the one that actually brought it forward. So I think that's the kind of tradition, especially Chinese, that I was like very mind blown about. Okay, I was like, as an American, we follow the mainstream medicinal way, going to doctors and everything. And when you come to China, they use this acupuncture and cupping stuff. So I think that is something that is very mind blowing as a traditional.
Oh, and what about in French?
In French, I'm not sure. I haven't used, I don't know if they use Chinese products, but I saw so many, clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like this.
Yeah.
Guochao.
Some fashion
Embroidery.
styles, Chinese styles.
And do you think this is mainstream or niche?
I mean, it's not mainstream in general. I mean, of course, China's a rising global power, and it's one of the biggest manufacturers on the planet. Like you mentioned, I mean, of course, a lot of clothing wears. I mean, of course, the clothes I'm wearing right now are like made in China.
Yeah.
So if you ask about Chinese product, they're everywhere.
Global.
Yeah. So it's global. So, but in generally, the thing that I'm impressed of is just Chinese medicines, the Chinese medicinal way. It's very amazing.
Especially traditional one.
Yeah, traditional
Yeah.
ones.
Yes.
More and more Chinese elements.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, do you know in a lot of more, I don't know, you guys just notice it, a lot of luxury brands like the Louis Vuitton just cooperate with the Miao Embroidery, and the Cartier just use the Chinese clothing, and a lot of the luxury brands just use the traditional Chinese elements. So, do you think this is a positive impact do you see in such this cultural fashion? And also about this, is a risk overshadowing that the cultural value of this craft?
I might see 50% because it's positive, because you know why? Because it will be global. It's a good thing for China to open for the world. But for the culture thing, I think it might spread over time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have a different take on it. I mean, it all depends on your perspective. As a Gen Z, I just believe in everything equal. If you can make something better, why not? You should be able to represent it, whether it's Italian, French, or whatever kind of, fashion industry it is. I'm not into fashion, but I think when China, I mean, a lot of like Birkin bags, they're made in China, LV bags made in China. So I think if China is making those, they should be the one to represent those. But if some people, like, I'm not skeptical about it, a lot of people like Gen Z, they're like, oh, if I want to have a LV bag, I don't want it to be made in China, for example, quote unquote. People say that. But I don't actually think that should be the representation. If you want to make it, you want to represent something, you got to make it yourself. Don't ask China to make it for you, because China has a leading manufacturer.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually is. So let's just dig deeper about this topic. What's your professional perspective about this mix of the Guochao and civilization?
From my point of view, I think we are living in a fantastic world now, and our culture, commerce, and identity are blending in new ways, especially for Gen Z. Yeah, all of you are Gen Z. And the rise of Guochao, our national trend, is in fact about a generation that wants to reclaim identity in a globalized world. For example, Dior using Chinese velvet flower craftsmanship, or the Sanxingdui masks being turned into blind box collectibles. These aren't just randomly mixed and matched. They are invitations actually to engage with history. They want to reinterpret them through a pop culture lens. For Gen Z, this is very attractive. And we can look at some figures here. The Paris Museum earned over 1 billion RMB in cultural and creative products in 2017. And the National Museum's Phoenix Crown series earned over 100 million in 2024. Most importantly, these products also attracted young people into places they weren't always interested in, and such as museums, archives, and historical places. For example, in 2024, the National Museum of China collected data that indicated 60% of visitors are under the age of 35. So I believe what is occurring right now is a psychological shift. Young people don't want culture directly handed to them. So they don't want to mechanically memorize them. Instead, they want to remix it, wear it, reinterpret, and ultimately make it part of their identity. So Guochao, I think, isn't a nostalgia. It's a representation. It allows Gen Z to express national pride in a global language in different fields. For instance, fashion, gaming, or design. This cultural remixing also allows East meets West, not as opposites, but as collaborators. Let's imagine Louis Vuitton using Miao embroidery or Western video games integrating Chinese IPs. So overall, when people say some traditional culture is dying in the digital age, I'd argue the opposite. It's rising and evolving, and Gen Z is at the center of that evolution.
Okay, we just finished this topic and we just dive into another topic. It's about the technology and our daily life. So I just seen a lot of my foreigner friends just told me they used to use the cash to pay their rent. But actually, you guys know in China, we used to use the mobile phone. Like we just noticed, we use the hand to pay. So what's your opinion about this level of this convenience?
I'm so used to pay all of my things with just one click, one scan, and it's very professional, You can't lose your money for security stuff and
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with him. Of course, like most of the time in the old days, of course, her era, we're Gen Z, we don't actually know about it. When you have cash, you gotta spend, like put it in the bank, and you gotta be mindful that nobody steals it. Now everything is in your phone, and it's all passcode locked, and sometimes you can pay from your palm or your eyes, and I think it's very convenient for people. And I think this is just part of the revolution, the AI revolution, and the technological revolution, and I like it.
Yes, okay. And the next is, if you could bring one Chinese technology back to your home country, which one do you choose? Like the sharing bike, like we just talked about, the mobile payment, or someone else?
The mobile payment, 100% the mobile payment.
China has to have a lot of money.
and it's more comfortable to yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I would, of course, in America we have Apple Pay and we use it. It is kind of a convenience for us, but most people use cash. I think I would agree with him that like online cash payments and stuff like that, we can have it. But the other thing, bike sharing and the whole general transport that of China, especially the train, the railway system, especially.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've heard that China is also developing like AI trains now.
Oh yes.
And of course, I would love, because the subway system in America is just in shambles. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not good. So I think for the betterment of my country, I would want my country to adapt that kind of technology from China.
Yeah.
Okay, we just talk about a lot of about the civilization with the technology. And last, I want to you guys just share one successful example of the technology, culture, and modernity, of the mix of it, the example of it, anywhere in the world.
I mean, there are quite examples. I think the best example would be China.
Wow.
Right. So
Wow.
yeah, I mean, as a person who has, I don't know if you noticed, but there is some kind of I don't know, skepticism about like generally the Eastern cultures.
Yeah.
They're like, the Westerners think that we're better, we are more advanced, we're more modern. But as a person, I would used to believe that. But now that I'm here and I've studied here in one of the most prestigious universities, and I noticed that, okay, China is doing really good. It's not just China, it's also Japan, it's also Singapore, Malaysia. Generally, the Asian countries are doing really good. So, and I think, of course, China as a leading global power in manufacturing and technology, I would prefer, I think that China is the biggest example of it.
Okay, it's really a good answer for us, and we think we are really proud of it.
You should be.
Personal experience just tell the right story.
Exactly.
Yes.
I have same opinion of him, but before I thought United States was a little bit better than China.
Yeah.
But when I come here to study, China is way more better than United States.
Of course, and it's
Yes,
just
more
the
level.
general
Yeah.
lifestyle. You
Yeah,
see that
yeah.
everything is
Yes.
so convenient. In America, we still have to go to the grocery store to buy groceries. You can just, I don't know, it's Meituan here. You can just, order one click. You can also order medicines. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
everything is done so quickly. And it's so convenient that a normal American would, be very happy to just have this kind of facilities in their country.
Okay, so what is your perspective about the technology and the daily life in our related or something else?
I think for Gen Z, the digital technology isn't something you use. It's something you live inside personally. For example, we can scan a QR code to unlock a shared bike, pay for groceries, or access government services through many programs. It is so convenient, just as you mentioned, right? And what makes China unique isn't just the innovation itself, it's how quickly and widely it spreads. By 2024, mobile payment adoption hit 86%, which is the highest among the world. But here's the key difference. China's tech success isn't just corporate, it's institutional. One of the most underappreciated factors is how local governments in China are empowered to test new technologies in real-world settings. They are allowed to make mistakes, refine the model, and make improvements finally. That kind of trial and error approach is built into the system. In Europe, it's very difficult to make policy changes. Maybe you know, right? For example, if you want to approve facial recognition for public transport, you must go through layers of parliamentary approval and public consultation. Although this does protect citizens, it often results in low efficiency maybe. In comparison, cities like Hangzhou or Shenzhen, like our Live Innovation Labs, local officials collaborate with tech companies to test AI diagnostics and smart city platforms. If it works, it will be widely used. If not, it gets fixed and improved. That's okay. Beyond policy and infrastructure, what's also fascinating is the mindset. Chinese users, especially young people, are comfortable with rapid iteration and new tech. They expect convenience and they are willing to try new things. That's why services like shared bikes, smart delivery lockers, and AI-powered platforms took off so quickly here in China.
So at last, maybe just to use one sentence, what is the key of the blending the tech and cultural? It's the innovations, it's the cultural renaissance, or the user's experience.
I think it might be patient. You should be patient to.
I think it's mainly about your own perspective. It's all depends on you. I think that's why AI is so advanced these days and people are making user friendly because it has to have your own perspective.
Yeah.
Everybody uses their technology in a different way.
Yeah.
So it's all about, I think artificial intelligence needs to make sure that everything is just so easygoing for everybody according to their own needs. Because for
Yeah.
example, if you're a doctor, you would use technology in a medical way. If you're a lawyer, you want to use it in a different
Yeah.
way. As an engineer, I would use it in a different way. So everybody would just, adapt to it. So I think it's generally not just innovation, it's your perspective, how you perceive technology.
Yeah. Okay. That is all for today. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
We are Gen Z. We love Gen Z.
Hi everyone, my name is Tim, and I just had a wonderful interview session with our host, and we discussed difficult range of topics about how Gen Z can help prosper the world. I just have one message for the Gen Z. We are the future, and we need to work hard for it. Thank you.
So hi guys, I had a lovely day today with my friends. We had the chance to this interview to talk about Gen Z. I say hi to all my Gen Z friends around all the world. I think Gen Z is the future. We had the chance to talk about how Gen Z affects the future and the world. We talk a lot. We talk also about China. I think China is the top best country in the world. And yeah, that's it.